So today we're going to talk about pets and personal relationships. So let's dive right into it. Our first question is, am I the bad person for failing to take care of my sister's dog while she was in labor? I'm 21F and my older sister 25F and I have been close. But we tend to clash because she's a perfectionist and gets hostile when things don't go her way. One night, she called to say she was going into labor and asked me to watch her puppy. I agreed, and she gave me detailed instructions, including putting the dog in a safety harness when taking him outside. Later, I took the dog out and brought him back in, and I hadn't fully taken off his harness when he ran toward the living room when my mom was on FaceTime with my sister's boyfriend. I finished taking the harness off, but minutes later, I got angry texts from my sister accusing me of mistreating her dog because he was still in the harness for a few extra minutes. Her boyfriend had seen it on the FaceTime call and told her. She then called yelling that I was lazy and unreliable and told me and my mom to leave her house immediately. She even said we wouldn't meet the baby until we earned her trust back. At 2 a.m., we left and I asked her boyfriend what was going on when he arrived. He just brushed me off, saying, "We're having a kid. You don't get an explanation." I spent the night comforting my mom, who was really upset, thinking she might not see her grandchild. The next day, my sister called to apologize and blamed her reaction on stress and hormones. She invited us over to meet the baby, so we went. The visit was fine, but afterward, she asked why I seemed quiet. I calmly told her how hurt I was after being kicked out, insulted, and threatened. I explained that the situation left a lasting negative memory for everyone. Her boyfriend missed moments at the hospital, my mom was devastated, and now her in-laws probably think we can't handle helping her. I just wanted her to acknowledge my feelings. Instead, she got defensive again, saying she stood by everything she said and that I was disgusting for trying to put a dark cloud over her baby's birth. She then asked me to leave, which I did. We haven't spoken since, and while I understand she's under a lot of stress, I'm left wondering if I'm wrong for wanting my feelings to be acknowledged. So, this is a very sensitive topic where there are actually two things at play here. The first thing is that we have a doggy mom who, is very protective of her dog, and at the same time, she's also in a very delicate condition where she's giving birth as well. So these are two very sensitive conditions. So these are actually two very sensitive conditions. So you have a pet who you're overprotective of, and you treat like your own child, and it's not that you can't be overprotective over your pets, but it's important to acknowledge that when someone goes out of their way to actually take care of your pet, and especially for this critical moment, which is where you're giving birth, it's important to understand that they're doing their best and they're trying to accommodate you as much as possible. And I know that sometimes, and I personally don't, I personally have never gone through the other experience that this person has, but there are times where you're going to feel high stress and you're going to say things that you don't really mean at the heat of the moment. But it's important to reconcile your feelings afterwards and really make up with your family, because your family is important. And I know that pets are one aspect of our lives, children are another aspect of our lives, but at the same time, family is a third aspect of our lives that we need to cherish. So we need to always be unified as one unit, because you never know when you're going to need these people in your lives again. Especially if you go through tough times, it's important to really go out and reconcile your relationships, whether it's with friends, family, and really understand that these relationships hold their own value better than even gold. So I would say, in this case, you are not the bad person for what you've done. you did the best you could, including this stressful situation, where you were not at fault at all. It's just like things happen, and I would say, hopefully you can reconcile with your family. Hello, everyone. My name is Anthony, and I'm the host of TheLostSanctuary. I hope you've been enjoying our content so far, and if you have, please feel free to like and subscribe. Also, we have our website up here, and we also have some socials down here. And as always, leave your comments down below. Am I the bad person for telling my wife she can either sleep with the cat locked in with her or get rid of him? Sorry if the title makes little sense. My wife rescued a cat a year ago. He is the most frustratingly annoying creature on the planet. He screams for attention 24/7. He does not allow us to do anything without his input. I haven't slept through once since we got him. He wails all night incessantly. He costs us thousands of dollars in vet bills and behaviorists trying to figure out what's wrong and how to fix it. Ultimately, he's an orange cat, and apparently they're prone to being assholes. He's healthy and has all of his needs met. He's treated better than most cats. I am at my wit's end. He wants wet food 24/7, and he will scream all night until someone gives in and feeds him. He has kept me awake for hours. If he's not screaming, he's scratching at the wall or door. He just stands there, scraping his feet against the wall, staring into my soul. I was a single father for the first 7 years of my son's life. And let me tell you, working 14 hours a day and coming home to a colicky newborn was easier than whatever torture methods this cat is trained in. I want rid of the cat. My wife knows how hard he is and doesn't think he'll be adopted, and so doesn't want to give him up. At this point, I do not care. I told her she can either move into the garage with him at night and deal with him solo, or we can get rid of him. But I refuse to suffer any longer because this fat orange cat can survive an hour without a meal. My wife is pretty upset. We took on the responsibility of a cat together. We should keep looking for solutions together. She shouldn't have to suffer solo just because she doesn't want him to end up in some youthless. I do not care. I am exhausted. My kids think I'm evil, but also refuse to do anything to help with the cat. So I'm not super keen on listening to them. My son, upon hearing about my dilemma, asked me to post it here. I'm happy to hear any and all judgment, so why not? So, I would say you are the bad person in the situation, and I'll tell you why. So, in my opinion, animals such as cats, dogs, these are creatures that effectively they don't really know any better in the sense of they're almost like children in this regard. So even though this cat might seem someone who's needy or someone who always wants constant attention, and it's just part of their nature as effectively our additional children in life. So when you take on the responsibility of taking on a pet, you have to realize that no matter what, just like your children, you should be there for them. You should be there to really reconcile with them and really try to work out the relationship. I know sometimes things can get hard with pets, but pets are such a unique creature in this world where, essentially they need love just like any other person. So they turn to us for affection, for nourishment, just like our own kids. So it's important to understand that pets, no matter what kind of pets they are, sometimes they'll rack up vet bills, they'll rack up a lot of bills, and at the end of the day, the love they provide to you is so important, it's so valuable that sometimes that love you don't even get sometimes from other people, from your family. Sometimes you get even more love sometimes from your pets. So it's important to cherish them and really understand that even though this cat is the way they are, it's important to try to make it work as much as you can. I know that things are hard right now where it may seem like this cat doesn't listen, or this cat is racking a lot of bills, but in the long run, hopefully you will realize that pets should be cherished, because their time on earth is so limited, and the love that they give is unimaginable. It's I can't even explain just the amount of love that pets provide to our lives every day. So I just wanted to say that hopefully you can reconcile with this animal. Keep doing what you're doing. You're doing an amazing job, and I'm wishing everyone out there all the best. All right, until next time, adios.